So in this video, I'm going to read an article from Newsday linked below about the real estate market on Long Island. And then we go ahead and we look at what I can find on Realtor.com. And what I've seen is that it seems that if the Realtor.com site is correct, and I've also looked at Zillow and all the other things, this article might be exaggerating things a little bit as far as the availability of homes and homes going for above list. So we're going to get into it. We're going to first read the article, and then we'll look at the data. All right, I want to read this article to you. This is Newsday. Had an article about Long Island home prices jumping, and a record has been set in Suffolk County. So, Long Island home prices kept climbing last month, hitting a new high in Suffolk County as the suburban home buying scramble extended into September. Homes in Suffolk sold for a median price of $464,375 last month. That's up 13% compared with a year earlier. One key MLS, the multiple listing service that includes Long Island, reported on Thursday. In Nassau County, the median sale price increased year over year by 9.3% to $590,000. The multiple listing services also confirmed. September marked the second month in a row that Suffolk sales prices have set new records. In August, homes in Suffolk traded for a median price of $456,000, and Nassau home prices set a record high of $595,000. The number of home sales jumped annually by 18% in Suffolk and 16% in Nassau last month. In a sign that the market is likely to remain hot, the number of homes going into contract rose year over year by 55% in Suffolk and about 65% in Nassau County. If you're a seller and you're waiting for that perfect moment to put your house on the market, that moment is now, said Nick Sakalis, a real estate agent with Coldwell Banker Realty in Syosset. This is as hot as it gets. He added, I truly feel for every single buyer out there that's caught in bidding wars. It's not a fun situation. The sharp rise in prices and sales activity prompted some real estate experts to wonder whether the surge is sustainable or whether an increase in interest rates or a slowdown in demand from buyers leaving New York City could eventually bring the market down to earth. Record low interest rates are helping more people qualify for home loans, and the increase in demand is driving up prices, said George Castera, owner of Castera Realty Group Corp in Freeport. The average mortgage rate fell to 2.81% this week, the lowest ever recorded. Mortgage giant Freddie Mac reported on Thursday. Sellers are getting over the asking price, sometimes $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 over. So that's a great market, Castera said. In Suffolk, he said the prices are just getting crazy. However, if interest rates rise or if the demand from the city dwellers slackens, everything is going to come back to normal, to reality, and when that happens, all the prices are going to adjust. Plus, he said the influx of city residents is making it hard for long-time residents to purchase homes. The local people that live in the area, that have their jobs and their families here, they can't compete with these city people moving out east in response to concerns about the COVID pandemic. Another reason for the boom is the release of pent-up demand from the COVID-19 real estate shutdown. The state banned in-person showings by agents from late March until June 10th. We missed the entire spring market, and for the most part, we're still playing catch-up. Looking at the period from January through September of this year compared to 2019, Long Island's closed sales are down 15% and pending sales are up 2.4%. The supply of homes remains low because homeowners are still leery about letting people into their homes. The inventory for homes for sale dropped by 35% in Suffolk and 19% in Nassau compared with the previous September. At last month's pace of sales, it would take 2.6 months to sell all the homes listed in Suffolk and 3.4 months in Nassau. Brokers say a balanced market has a 6 to 8 month supply of homes. As long as local infection rates remain low, Spear said, I think that will slowly convince people that it's safe to put their homes on the market. The market is likely to remain strong at least until the end of the year, though it could settle down after that. Everybody has to say the same thing around the country, that it will eventually slow down. However, he said, nobody sees a big drop-off in the housing market. Zakelis tells the buyers, eventually you're going to find the house. You just have to be patient. Don't make any poor moves just for the sake of saying, I bought something. Among the frustrated home shoppers are Anna and Eric Anto, 44 and 45, who hope to move out of their rental in Queens and purchase a home in Nassau. The pair, who works as managers at restaurants in New York City and Garden City, are tired of paying $2,600 a month in rent plus parking fees and other costs. They thought their budget, up to $580,000, would get them a nice house close to the city with central air conditioning, more than one bedroom, and a finished basement. They were wrong. Anto said they would wait in block-long lines to get into open houses, only to find that the sellers have received 5 to 10 offers. You want to see the house, but at that point, it's just like, okay, forget it, she said, and the taxes are ridiculous too. The pair have expanded their search as far east as Hicksville and are starting to consider homes with only one bathroom if there's room to add a second one. They also wondered whether it's time to just give up and renew their lease. She said, I'm thinking, is this the right moment? Maybe not. Maybe I need to back off. So this is a great article here from Newsday on how people are getting priced out of loans. Okay, so now that we've read the article, let's take a look and see what's going on the real estate market in some of these areas, so we can take a look at some of the information and see what it's telling us. I don't know how accurate these sites are, but this is Realtor.com. And according to Realtor.com, in Mineola, there are 105 homes for sale. 78 of them recently sold, and 11 of them have had the prices reduced. That is, so let's see. We can get some more information on this. We can get some more information. We scroll to the bottom here. And it should tell us. So median list price in Mineola was $589K. We have 102 active listings, 99 median days on market. Median rent was 3.7, and the median price per square foot, which is dropping, I guess that's what that hour means, 373. All right. So we're going to now look at that same data for Lynbrook. All right. Mineola does have a somewhat higher list price than Mineola. Mineola has somewhat higher list price than Lynbrook at $589,000, and their list price, active listings, is 175. So there are more listings in Lynbrook. A median days on market 95, which is dropping, so slightly less than Mineola. Median rent 2.45K, interesting, less than Mineola, but this is factoring in a lot of things, so that number is not really all that accurate. The median price per square foot is going up. It's 336 in Lynbrook, and in Mineola it's 373, and it's dropping. So apparently Lynbrook is, if you look at this and you take away from it, it's not as expensive as Mineola. However, when we look at the competition for houses, and it doesn't really tell us the amount of homes sold. That's the only thing. I'd like that other information on here, and I don't know why it's not telling us that, as far as the homes sold and the average days on market, etc. That's the median. We can click this here. Maybe this will tell us more information, and we'll see. So here we go. So here's 540. So median sold list prices below, believe it or not. These are the housing trends in Lynbrook right now. So if we look at this, you will see it gives us some more information. So it is rising. It's risen quite a bit. All right. So we're in a seller. We're in a seller market. I guess that's the red is for. Median days. Obviously, there was a spike because of the shutdown with the pandemic. Now it's dropping. Let's see if I can pull up that same information for Mineola here. So we can pull up that Mineola housing market as well here, and you will see here. So if we look at some of the trends, it's kind of flat compared to. Look at how much flatter it is than Lynbrook. So if you take a look at Lynbrook's here, let me go back to this map here, this diagram here. Where the hell did it go? Oh, here it is. Let me go back to this here. All right. You'll see it's risen a lot more. I think it's risen a lot more in Lynbrook versus Mineola. So this is, oh yeah, you normally close these windows out so you can see here. Get this out of the way. This is the information that we want. This is Lynbrook, and this is Mineola. So Mineola looks a little flatter. Uh, Mineola's median list price, median sold price, they're actually fairly similar. There's not really a whole lot of difference. Sales to list price ratio 96.88. So homes in Mineola sold for 3.12 below asking price on average, which is contrary to what we hear on the news. Whereas in Lynbrook, the asking homes in Lynbrook was 100%, so sold for the asking price. So you see the trend there that Lynbrook is more desirable because of that information. And then there's this map here that we can look at here. The market, I guess, buyer. They claim it's a buyer's market in Mineola, whereas if we go look at market here in Lynbrook, I don't know what that is. The blue. I don't know. Is that that's the median? I think. Well, it's different. What am I displaying here? Yellow. I don't know what the yellow is. Oh, it's just the price. I see. This has nothing to do with it. I'm looking at this. So this is just the price. We can look at crime. Here's a crime map of Mineola. And I guess the brighter the color, the higher the crime. Not that low. Let's look at Lynbrook. Lynbrook's a little lower. Lynbrook's a little lower on that. Okay, so we're going to look at some other towns now. All right. I'll keep Mineola's up here so we can take a look at some of these other things. And looking at this now, there's one thing you do have to worry about in Lynbrook is flooding. So there's the flood map here. Whereas if we go ahead and we look at Mineola flood, oh, we have some flood areas too. I guess that's for flash flooding too. So, well, freshwater flooding. That's not seawater flooding. Okay, so we're going to close Lynbrook's up, and we're going to go ahead and look at Hicksville next. All right. So if we, again, get this information here on the Hicksville housing market and close that window, because this will tell us a lot more about what's happening. All right. So you will see here in Hicksville, median list price is $569K. Listing home price for square foot $360. Median home price sold for $250K. The trends actually dropping in Hicksville. The housing prices have actually dropped a little bit in Hicksville, and the ratio is they're selling for 1.56 below the asking price on average. And that red area here, oh, look at this. So this is, you can see that red area, that's Old Westbury that you see there. Well, the housing price obviously very expensive there. But it's in a balanced state in Hicksville right now as far as the market goes. And the median time on market is about 99 days in Hicksville, which is a long time considering the way things are on Long Island. That's a long time. So let's move it over to Rockville Center now. And again, I got to scroll down to the bottom here and get the information here. Oh, where did it go? There it is. So you'll notice Rockville Center is substantially higher, 725K at Rockville Center. That's an enclave. Median listing price for square foot $364. Median sold price is $691.3K. The trends in Rockville Center have increased steadily. All right, but the homes have sold for 1.2.1 below the asking price. 117 days. Wow, so it's even longer than the other areas, but it is dropping. So that's kind of interesting there for Rockville Center. The other thing I want to look at with Hicksville, we go back to the map, crime. Oh yeah, it's definitely a little elevated. So if that doesn't really tell me anything. Transit. Oh, let's see. It shows the public transit on here. Well, we already know the public transit. I'm not going to look at that. So back to Rockville Center again. So it says it's in a balanced area, but you got to remember the list price for a lot of homes in Rockville Center is very high. And I don't know how accurate this data is, but you could see what this data is, and let's see how many homes for sale in. There's 214 homes for sale So some of the information there on Rockford. I guess we could plug in any town we wanted to into this. All right, let's go to Wantor next, because Wantor is very, very popular. Let's see, at least that's what I've heard. So let's take a look at the Wantor housing market. It's already higher than Mineola, obviously. 597,000. Median listing square foot 323. These are the trends. Wow, look at that huge jump at price in Wantor. So this is one of the enclaves that's becoming very popular now. There's been a big jump in price there. And again, you compare that jump and you compare to Mineola, which is kind of flat. All right, so let me close these others up here. Get these out of here. So this is Wantor, all right. So you can see here that it's jumped way up. This is definitely one of the hot towns. Median days on market, though, 112. But I don't know if I really believe that median, considering what I've heard. So the homes have sold for the asking price. And, of course, the crime is pretty low here. Yeah, it's barely anything, of course. This tells the whole story. Look at all the colors in Roosevelt and Freeport. And then you get over to here and there's nothing because it's the enclave. So there you go. That's another town. And, well, of course, we'll also look at Belmore, being that it's right next to it as well. We'll get that information here. Belmore is also very high as well. So Belmore, look at that. Belmore is really popular. 644,000, all right, for a house in Belmore, all right. That's the median sold asking price, all right. Trends steadily increasing, not a huge jump, and homes in Belmore sold for 1.12 below the asking price. Whether I believe that or not is another story, but this is what the data says right now. So it's not quite as crazy as the media paints it out to be. Maybe it's a little exaggerated. When you look at this site, it doesn't look like it's that crazy. There are 160 homes for sale. So it doesn't seem, maybe they're making it out to be a little worse than it is, as far as maybe they're trying to do that to drum up the real estate prices. I don't know. But we're going to look at some other towns in the enclave. We're going to go look at Babylon, actually. We're going to go a little further east now in Babylon and see what the median home price is in Babylon. So this is Babylon right here, right? So, and we'll look at some of the middle of the island towns too. So 561,000, at least this way I finally get it's taking me right to the information. So 561,000, and the average median sold price is 540, and there has been a steady increase as well there. But however, they claim it's a buyer's market in Babylon. Whether I believe that or not, I don't know, but they're saying that it sold for 1.44 below the asking price in September 2020. All right. So that is the information that we have here on Babylon. All right, so you look at this, it doesn't seem quite as hot as it seems when you go ahead and you look at, let's look at the crime levels. Pretty safe. Some areas where the crime's a little elevated, some pockets, believe it or not. It's not that much, though, when you compare it to some other areas. Let's go to Deer Park. I always like comparing Babylon and Deer Park because there's a huge difference. Oh, yeah, home value is much less in Deer Park. The median, look at that, 455K. But the sold price is actually above the ask, which is kind of interesting. And there's been a significant increase in homes in Deer Park. But they're saying homes in Deer Park sold for 1 point below, but they have it towards seller. They have a seller's market, so more of a seller's. There are more people looking to buy homes in Deer Park, so yeah, maybe people are starting to look at some of these other areas in the middle of the island now. So I don't know. This is what this information is telling me. All right, we're gonna go ahead and look at Ronkonkoma next. Yes, I'll look at some of the middle of the island towns too. 400,000 for a median listing, so it doesn't seem that bad. And it's close to the average here. It's gone up a little bit. Balanced market, according to this. Sold for approximately the asking price. So if you look at this, you get a totally different story from if you're looking at some of the other You read the article and you look at this, and it just doesn't seem all that bad as far as the competition for homes goes. Let's look at another middle of the island town. Let's go ahead and look at Carl Place. So Carl Place, 594. Carl Place seems kind of not a whole lot of homes for sale. It's not a big community. These are the trends here, rising, but you don't see that jump that you saw. Wantaw by far has the biggest jump. 96 days. Carl Place remains a pretty desirable place to live, I think, according to this. Let's go ahead and look at Williston Park. So, wow, Williston Park's pretty expensive, 719K. So, Williston Park's an expensive area. Um, and it's rising. But a lot of days on market, though, 150 days on market. And wow, homes in Williston Park sold for 4.24 below the asking price. This is a concern when you see that. That means they're having trouble selling homes in Williston Park, and we see the struggles going on there in that area as well, which is a concern. I'm just showing you the data here. You can come to your own conclusion onto what it means, but I want to show you what's really going on versus what the article says. Let's look at the North Shore. Now we're going to go ahead and start looking to the North Shore here. Let's look at Port Washington. Port Washington. So Port Washington actually seems kind of popular. Median sold above list. Wow, 920K. So the North Shore remains expensive. They say it's a balanced market. 105 days is months on market here in Port Washington. So it's not, again, very expensive area. I'm not surprised because Port Washington is a very expensive area. It's a very nice area, but it's very expensive. Um, let's go look at New Hyde Park. We can't look at all the towns, but I'm showing you most of the towns on Long Island, and we'll head a little more out east too and show you that too. So 729,000 in New Hyde Park. Median sold list price 670K. Looks kind of flat, like the market stayed kind of flat there. Homes in New Hyde Park sold for 2.94 below the asking price. This is another negative sign about New Hyde Park, that the area might be going down when you see huge differences there. You know, when you compare it with Mineola, Mineola sold for 3.12 below the asking price. That's another disturbing thing. And again, you don't see that in Wantaw, where homes are selling for approximately the asking price. In Belmore, we don't see that. Oh, you know what? I didn't check Merrick, so I guess that'll be the next one we will go ahead and check, is Merrick. So Merrick, 649K median asking list price. And in Merrick, it's been kind of flat actually. And homes in Merrick sold for 1.91% below the asking price. And again, if you read the article says that the homes are selling for above list prices, but according to this site, Realtor.com, that is not the case. Let's go change it to another town, Massapequa. Let's go ahead and look at that. Massapequa, 569,000.9 median home price, 530K. It's gone up a little bit. It's balanced. It's median days on market has dropped a lot though. If we look at the median days on market in Mineola, it's also dropped. The sale to list price approximately the asking price. All right. There's still the crime map up there. Those are the Wantaw again. Where's Massapequa? Okay. I was looking at Wantaw. Let me just close these windows so I don't make mistakes. All right, so approximately the asking price and 97 days on market. So the trend is down over there as far as days on market go. Okay, we're going to look at another town. Let's go ahead and look at, I can't look at every single town. I'm trying to look at the key towns on Long Island. Let's look at Plainview. Plainview, New York. So Plainview, 659K, home price a little bit above list. But Plainview's seen a little bit of a drop in the home prices, and it's becoming more of a buyer's market according to this. Median days on market, 158 days. That's not good. That's a long time. So I hope that Plainview is not going to suffer. Like I said, I don't know. You can figure out what this data means. I don't want to say too much here, but it kind of reflects sort of the trends, but it's not as crazy as that article makes it seem out to be as far as list price home go. Let's head a little further out east. Let's look at Sayville. Let's focus on Suffolk County a little more, focusing on Nassau. Sayville, 479K. It's selling for well above list. They're 500. So housing prices steadily rising. It's a balanced market, and 89 days on market. So the homes are selling in Sayville, and they are selling for approximately the asking price. We'll go ahead and look at some of the other areas. Let's look at, let's go even further out east. Let's look at Rocky Point. Rocky Point, much cheaper, obviously. Trends in Rocky Point. There was a big jump, though, in home prices. So some people are looking, some of the people probably from the city, they want a little more open space. Rocky Point is the place for that. 105 days on the market, and homes are selling for approximately the asking price. So Rocky Point's generally generating some interest. As you head out east, it probably gets even more popular. Let's look at Wading River, because there are a lot of people moving out east to out east. They're not even moving to Nassau. They're moving out east. You know, eastern Long Island. 500K for Wading River. It's dropped a little bit, and home prices have sold for 1.64 below the asking price. Okay, so let's go even further out east. Let's look at West Hampton. Wow, 1.3 million median sold price. So homes in New West Hampton obviously very expensive. It is the Hamptons, so very expensive, and they sold for 1.02 below the asking price. Well, let's look at another Hampton, East Hampton. Probably been higher, 1.7 million. Yeah, these are very high-end markets over here, and they've gone up a lot. So you have a lot of people from the city moving out, but they do claim that it's a buyer's market. That's what they claim. Okay. So we're looking at that. Now let's compare this to some of the areas in New York City which are suffering. I don't know how to put. I could just put Manhattan in as a borough. I don't know if you're going to get data on the borough, but this is the home prices in Manhattan. This is, and it has dropped. Home prices have dropped in Manhattan, and it's a strong buyer's market. 223 days. So this shows you how the city is in trouble here. Yeah, this kind of shows you how the city is in trouble. When you look at this huge drop-off here, nobody really wants to go into Manhattan at all, because there's a lot of people moving out of Manhattan. That is not a myth. That is happening. And it's not exaggerated. I don't think it is being exaggerated. I guess we could look at Fresh Meadows, since Andy lives there. Andy's randomness lives there. Let's see what we have there. There's been a drop off there too. The asking price is 925K, but it's only 746 is what they're getting. And home prices seem to be steady, but the list price seems to be steady, but the sold price has really dropped, and it's 2.88 below the asking price. It is a buyer's market in Fresh Meadows, according to this site right here. Okay, let's take our search outside of Long Island entirely, and let's compare the Toms River, New Jersey. So we got to change this over to New Jersey. Look at a couple of towns in New Jersey just to contrast here. Look at how much lower, look at how much cheaper it is to live in Toms River. So it's 298K for a home. All right, and home prices have gone up, so people are moving into Toms River. But it says it's a strong buyer's market, and homes are selling for the asking price at 75 days list, so people are moving into Toms River. Maybe a lot of ex-Long Islanders and maybe some people from the city as well. Um, but I think we'll wrap this up here. I think we've seen a lot. I mean, I don't really want to look at too many New Jersey towns. I'll look at one more. Bay in Ocean County, Bayville. Um, we're looking at Ocean County, all right, not North Jersey, which is just as expensive as New York. 300K. Let's see what's going on. It's been pretty flat there. A strong buyer's market, but the homes are selling quickly. 61 days on market. But there are a lot more homes for sale there as well, versus, you look at Long Island. But I'll look at one more town on Long Island, and that's East Meadow. Let's go back to Long Island. There's 226 homes for sale, and East Meadow, let's see what we have. Trends rising significantly. It says it's a balanced market. But I think that's that's the data we'll look at. So it's a little different than what we saw in the article. You can come to your own conclusion on what's going on. Yeah, it is expensive to live on Long Island, especially in Nassau County. But again, if you look at Suffolk County, it's not as bad. If you want to move out east, it's really not really that huge of a difference from Ocean County. It's slightly more. These are some of the information. So Ridge, but obviously the enclaves are popular. So we'll look at some other areas now for home prices on Long Island, and one of them, my former community of Westbury, obviously, selling for under the list price. Trends in Westbury, the prices have actually gone up there, believe it or not. It says it's a balanced market, and they sold for 0.99, almost 1% below the asking price in Westbury, and 109 days on the market. So I'm surprised it's not worse than that. Let's go ahead and look at some really sketchy areas on Long Island now, like Hempstead. All right, because I'm sure 425K. It's not a bargain to buy a home in Hempstead. It's close to the asking price. It's been rising slowly, the house prices in Hempstead, and sold for approximately the asking price. 109 days on the market in Hempstead. Let's go look at some of the other areas. We're going to look at another area that's not very nice is Roosevelt. Meaning asking, yeah, it's not a bargain even in Roosevelt. 439,000. Just because the prices on Long Island are just not that high, and it claims it's a seller's market. So that's what it claims for Roosevelt. And we all know these are high crime areas. If we go ahead, let me just close this. If you look at the crime here, you see, look at that, a lot of deep reds here as well. So not that safe. All right, look at another area. Let's head further out east, like Brentwood, for instance. All right, another area that's troubled. So 300. It's not a bargain. It's not that much less to live in Brentwood really than it is in some of these other areas. It's less, but not as much as you would think. Not as much as you would think. There are more homes for sale, and like I said, I'm not out there actually looking for homes, so I don't know exactly what it's like out there. I'm just going by these websites. But you can see the price per square foot is pretty low, considering. Yeah, those are looking at some of the troubled areas on the island. But still, if you were to look in Toms River, New Jersey, you could get a home for cheaper than in Brentwood, and it's a lot safer. So again, that's why so many people are just leaving the island, because it's expensive just to be on Long Island. It's let's look at the crime map for Toms River. Yeah, it's not there's not a whole lot of let me get a little closer here. If it would let me, that would be good. I don't think it's going to let me zoom in. Let me see. Let's try. There it goes. Yeah, there's some orange here on this map too. So, but it's safer than Long Island, for sure. in a similarly priced area. So the Long Island housing market is expensive, some more than others, but it's like I said, the availability and some of the information in that article seems a little bit exaggerated. The media tends to exaggerate things, as we know. So we're going to next look at rentals. Okay, so we're going to also look at rentals and see, how these luxury buildings are doing. And this is one of the ones in Mineola. It's very nice. It's called 130 Avenue. Obviously, it's luxurious. It's luxury, but we'll go to availabilities and see if we can get that to load here. Nice if it would actually load. It's waiting. Okay, so available. So these are the apartments that are available at 130 Avenue. And quite a few of them, it looks like. So, well, these are mostly above 3,000. So let's see how many they have available here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So 23 apartments available for this building. That's quite a bit for that. Now Morgan Park obviously is just opened, so we're going to look and see what they have. This is the other building that was just recently built in Mineola. So very luxurious building. You can see there's the lobby. It looks like a hotel. Very beautiful indeed. And let's see what availabilities they have there. They probably have a ton, I'm sure, of availabilities. These are the availabilities. I can't even go out and look through all of them here. Let's see. There's a lot of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 availabilities for apartments here. And again, the prices are pretty high on these. These are luxury buildings. So let's go ahead and look at Avalon Rockville Center and see what availabilities they have there, if there are any even listed here. Let's see. So these are the ones they have available. There's one available. That's it. There's one available special. Okay. It doesn't say. It doesn't really have a list of what's available here. I think it's only one available here. Here at Rockville Center. So we're just comparing. Let's see. I don't think these are. Let's see. They say 18 is available. I doubt that there are 18 available here. Okay, it looks like there are a lot of them available. I guess these are available. Yep, a lot of these are available. So there are plenty of availabilities here. Here as well. So, but you could see these prices are less. So who's going to spend a lot of money on an apartment when you can spend actually a little less at the Avalon and Rockville Center and live in a nicer area. But yeah, it looks like they have quite a few available here as well. So, which is good. But again, these places, they don't accept programs. It's a shame. They should. I think there should be some. Well, I mean, this is kind of luxury. I don't think any of us need luxury. We just like to live in a better area and maybe have a view that's not of a brick wall. All right, Jefferson. Now, I believe Fairfield bought them out. So I don't know. Let's see if there's any available there as well. I was just looking at the rental market here. This is these are all of them. So not too many available for Farmingdale. Well, there's still a decent amount available. But the bottom line is there are places you can find on Long Island. I don't know. That article makes it seem that it's a little worse than it actually is, at least just from looking at these sites. So you can come to your own conclusions on it. So there you go. Looking at it, it seems like a fairly healthy real estate market on Long Island in most places, actually, as far as residential. But we see with the business, which I don't have the data on, that the business obviously issue in the middle of the island is struggling with that. And I hope that can change because we do seem to have a healthy market. People seem to be moving to many parts of Long Island. And hopefully that will help create more businesses in the middle of the island. We need more places opening and not closing. There's no reason to everybody to just focus on the South Shore. And hopefully that will change. But still, obviously, if you can't afford a home on Long Island, and it's going to cost you, looking at the data, probably if you want to be in the western part of the island, it's going to cost you, Nassau County, you're going to need at least 400 to 500K to get a decent house in a safe area. Whereas if you go further out east into Suffolk County, if you got 300K, 300 to 400K, you could probably find something. But it's going to be hard. It's not. It'll be easier a little more toward 400K, but again, if it's cheaper in place like Tom's River in Ocean County, New Jersey. So that's going to wrap up this video. Thank you for watching. You can, like I said, it seems like they're exaggerating things a little bit with that. There's going to be another video I'm going to make about crime tonight, so be sure to watch that as well. We'll see what the crime statistics are. Take care, and thank you for watching.